battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
The battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
28 years ago, I left St. Lucia to study in Canada. I got married and moved to the US, but I never forgot my roots. So when I decided to invest in the offshore business, it was only natural to have it done in my hometown. To have a successful business, I needed a bank. Who else? My first employer, Bank of St. Lucia. BOSL has been an incredible partner, supporting my vision of expansion and diversification in every step of the way. The Elite Builders Capital product has been a game changer for entrepreneurs like me. It helps us achieve the success we've always dreamed of.
Tap into your life anywhere, anytime.
Let me say a pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in your neck of the globe. It's fellowship time again. In this religion we call the Semi-Pro Football League. Of course, this is the final game of the group stage of the Premier League. Two teams on the cards for tonight, being GROS-ISLET and CLERY. Some people consider this one to be academic, but between the teams they may want to fine-tune their squads for the upcoming semi-finals that will be held in Soufrière. Elijah Williams in your company, alongside my trusty co-host, Mr. Shane Paul. Shane, good night.
Yeah, good night to you, Eli. Good night to all your listeners. Of course, as Eli indicated, final game of the season, or the group stage, sorry. And of course, some of the teams you can see when Eli gives us an insight of the teams, you'll see some changes have been made as a result of big semi-finals come on the weekend.
Yeah, I'll get straight into that team news. For CLERY, Ray DeMille in goal, Josh Harrow, Darren Joseph, Donny Lionel, and Dylan Moore make up the back four. Milan Jules, Malik Senpri, and Ronham Cooper in the midfield three. Erickson McLaw is flanked by Marlon William and Yuan Buju-Degazon. For GROS-ISLET, Giovanni de Turville back in goal. Makai Stanislas, Sebastian Rebo, Brandon Eugene, and Stanley Sherry. They make up the back four. Melvin Aurelia, Tony Simon, and Riedel Stanislas, the midfield three. Aramis Gilbert, he's flanked by Joshua George and Jaleel Evans. Your thoughts on the two starting lineups, Shane?
Of course, Eli, as expected, you would see some changes from both teams. Of course, resting some of the key players. No Eden Charles, neither on the bench, nor in the starting 11. I've not seen maybe two players from CLERY move. Also, maybe has been rested as well for the weekend. Surprisingly, Giovanni is back in goal for GROS-ISLET. I think maybe the coach doesn't want him to miss 2 games in a row.
Yeah. Need to keep his sharpness up. As we say so, GROS-ISLET on the ball right now. Brandon Eugene out wide to Makai Stanislas.
Just one notable change, of course, if no O'Neill tonight, in centre back for GROS-ISLET.
Yeah, O'Neill is on the bench along with Eden Charles. and Badger Edward, Troy Greenwich as well on the bench. So Gros-ISLET have some options in terms of bringing in some additional firepower. Callum Marius, he's back in the squad for CLERY. He had suffered that injury down in Soufrière several weeks ago. Glad to see him back. Yannick Noel also on the bench. Jonathan Arlene and Lyndon Constantine amongst others. Devon St. Prix, of course, as well makes the bench for CLERY.
Eli, tell us what would be the coach's instructions in such a game like today? Final game of the group stage, big semi on the weekend.
Don't get injured. I think that's the very first instruction they would give. Don't get injured. Not much time to recover between now and Saturday. Of course, they'll be looking to see some stuff from the fringe players as well. We want to see what they can bring to the table. Brandon Eugene, for example, as we've not seen him feature in the center of defense, but he's there for Gros-ISLET right now. So a little opportunity to tweak some of the players, get players into different positions, and sort of see what you have going into the semifinals.
Of course, Eli, just going back to what you indicated, Johnny Evans is on the ground injured. I hope it's not anything serious for him and for Gros-ISLET. And I think that would be, of course, the spotlight for all players to ensure that nothing serious happens.
Yeah, definitely the marquee player, if you want to say that, for Gros-ISLET. He's the leading goal scorer. Might probably be one of the more creative players for Gros-ISLET as well, along with Riedel Stanislas and, of course, Eden Charles. Provide the creative spark. CLERY on there. Degazor, Josh George tries to play that one through the channel and cut off by Sebastian Rebo.
See a long ball played on the right flank to Josh and not being able to keep it inside, and it's a goal kick for CLERY.
Yeah, you can actually see the tempo of the game is not at the regular pace. Both of these teams press. Gros-ISLET in particular always play a very high line. They press high. CLERY, they press as well. And you can just see the tempo that they've started with this evening is a very cautious, very reserved sort of approach. Maybe we might see the gloves come off in the second half, but for now, just sort of feeling their way out. In the first encounter, Shane, Gros-ISLET went down 2-0 to CLERY. But that was a couple months back. And Gros-ISLET has much improved from then. I think at that time they were having little issues in terms of personnel and the team gelling. So I would expect that they would probably want to make the most out of this encounter heading into the semifinals as a tune-up.
Most definitely, Eli. I think momentum is very important heading into the knockout stages, because you would not want to be dominating in the group stages and maybe the knockout stages you have that bad game, it looks all wrong for you. So I think momentum is very important. But as for CLERY, they would of course want to continue, or maybe just keep it at one game in the losers box. As for Gros-ISLET, with a comeback from them in the season, they would of course want to get the better of Vieux-Fort. What can you say about Vieux-Fort South?
If you ask me, I think Vieux-Fort might be the slight favorite, and I say that cautiously because obviously CLERY have been runaway leaders at the top of the table. However, that's a team CLERY have not been able to beat. Vieux-Fort South have beaten them 2-0, and they've drawn 1 goal apiece. As a matter of fact, CLERY drew that game level on the boots of Ajani Hippolyte in the 90th plus a couple of minutes, right here at this venue, as a matter of fact. So I think from a psychological standpoint, I think Gros-ISLET might have a little bit of an edge. When they're fit, they have a lot of options. They have a lot of players that they can interchange and not lose anything in terms of quality. And I'm saying this again because I think CLERY may have just lost a little bit of their momentum. They lost a couple of players to administrative suspension. They also lost a couple of players due to injury. So I don't think they've had that sort of fluidity that Vieux-Fort South has had in the last couple of weeks. They also had a little bit of a layoff as well. So I'm saying all of that, and we might end up seeing the CLERY coming out comfortable winners, but just based on what I've seen. And it's a knockout phase of the tournament, so you only get one shot at it.
Definitely, Eli, you would not want to have that bad game in a semi-final. But of course, all teams would be looking to put their best performance in the semis, and of course, I would say through the kitchen sink in the final. Everything up for grabs. Any information, Eli, on the semi-finals of the semi-pro?
You say information in terms of venue?
Venue.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's been moved to Soufrière. So this coming Saturday, 7 and 9 p.m. And then the following Saturday, National Day, it's 6 and 8. All right, so semi-finals 1 and 2 this weekend. Next Saturday, third place and finals.
As you can see, the first corner of the match being taken by CLERY. Foul in the box of GROS-ISLET, player down in Tonya Simon. Again, Eli, that goes back to you. No, don't get injured.
I think when you try not to get injured is when you get injured.
I think so. I think so too, especially in a game like that where you know the result doesn't matter. It can be a little bit tough on your part.
See CLERY with 2 men forward, trying to apply the press. Of course, GROS-ISLET like to play it out of the back. Another foul.
And it's again
again.
GROS-ISLET top scorer again is down again, and I think maybe the coach Lastic would have some things going for his head at this time.
Arrow there. Coming away with it from between 2 players, and now Degazor is on there. He drives that one to goal with his left foot. Arrow tries to play it across. Straight to Degazor. Played straight to Degazor, and now played out, and Malik Senpri, unorthodox style there, but didn't have much of a choice. He was closed down pretty quickly.
Of course, a rain goal for CLERY. Of course, you'd profit that opportunity heading into the knockout stages, of course.
I think that's the 3rd appearance he's made for the season for CLERY. Very capable goalkeeper himself. As we see the ball cleared out there by Sebastian Rebo. And you could just hear players encouraging one another. Stanley Sherry, yes, indicating, let's play. I think there's a little cautiousness, Shane. Particularly, we've seen a couple of GROS-ISLET players go down already.
I think both teams do not want to go down in that encounter for sure ahead of Saturday's game. I mean, psychologically, it'll put something in the dressing room against them. But at the same time, of course, there's a game at hand, and you can only look at what's in front of you, and that's what they're doing now.
What's interesting for me is that so far tonight, I don't think any of the teams have been playing a natural game. Particularly as it comes to the pressing end of it. Foul there. Nice little bit of skill there by Marlon William. For the CLERY is switching flanks with Yuan De Gazo at the moment. Don't think we've seen Marlon William feature for the CLERY this season. Malik Senpri marshaled out Sebastian Ribon, and a corner kick to Le CLERY, second of the night. Ronham Cooper there, header off target.
Seen him earlier in the tournament play at the right back position for the CLERY, but he has been pushed now. Maybe the last two games he have been in central midfield for them.
Interesting story there, because last season that's why he played as a holding midfielder. I believe after the Caribbean Club Shield, or the CFU Club Shield, I think Le CLERY decided that they've probably been able to get a little more out of him playing him at the right back, and he's been stellar there. But as he's come back into the team, I think as a result of a couple of injuries, Emmanuel Xavier not available. Callum Marius had been out injured as well. I think they felt that they could have shoehorned him back. Of course, Gianni Hippolyte is no longer with the team. And these are all players that could have played in that holding midfield position. So I think that's why you see Ronham Cooper there. He may just stay there because that's his natural position.
Would you say that he's classed as a utility player?
I think you can say that about a lot of the Le CLERY players. We've seen Malik Senpri play in center of defense, center of midfield as a striker. And there are a couple of players on there that can play multiple positions. So I don't necessarily know I would call him a utility player per se, because he played the majority of the season at the right back. But he definitely can play in other positions.
As we see a throw going in for a GROS-ISLET, of course, on the right flank. That throw will be taken by Stanley Cherry. First corner for GROS-ISLET.
I think Jalil is going to take that one. This will be an out swinger. A little too much on it. junior judge indicating no foul. Good defending there. Wow. Goal kick, finally signaled. That ball came into the box in a very dangerous manner. Nobody from the CLERY was able to get a head onto it. Came to William on the back stick. Dezempoto. But he too was not able to steer it on target.
Eli, there's a penalty shout for GROS-ISLET. Anything there that was interesting to us?
I didn't get an opportunity to see the replay, but based on the shouts of the GROS-ISLET players, they were convinced. So might have been worth a look in. See a shot coming in there. Ray DeMille not doing enough to keep it out, but not able to hold on to it. Ramis Gilbert losing out there to Donald Lionel. Goal kick again.
So on this occasion,
good football there, good save by Ray DeMille. Good snapshot there by Ramis Gilbert. Was headed for the top corner and DeMille put out a big paw. Parried that one away.
One mark, one cover. One mark, one cover. Drop, guys. Make sure you can see the ball. Come on, Aaron. Left side.
GROS-ISLET on the charge again, ball squared across, and Ramis Gilbert punches that one home. No mistake this time. Ray DeMille on his near post, that ball goes straight across the face of goal. The CLERY will be wondering how Ramis Gilbert got into that space all by himself.
and definitely, of course, I think no team wants that ball going across, and of course, affording the opposition a tap in. But this time, of course, Aramis showing his experience maybe, and of course, he finishing and putting GROS-ISLET in a position 1-0.
Yeah, I think both Darren Joseph and Donnie Lionel kind of got caught ball watching a little bit there. Didn't track the runner.
Definitely, I think they're a little bit shaken maybe by the previous penalty shout. That was, of course, a few seconds ago.
And then Giovanni Di Turville screaming at his players, looking for a wall. This ball is about 35, 40 yards out, but it's Juan Degas are over it. And that's what he's capable of doing from distance, and he forces a save from Giovanni Di Turville offside. The flag goes up. But there you see why Di Turville was calling for a wall, Shane.
Definitely, we know what he can do in terms of free kicks. And I think he has a very good, I would say, record in terms of converting from the spot. So I think no chances will be taken with him, of course, especially in a crucial game like today. And I think that game, Eli, is all about bragging rights too. I mean, defending champions doesn't want to be beaten by Gros-ISLET at home, and that sort of thing. So I think teams want to hold their record straight. As we see a corner being taken short by Evans, and the ball being whipped in, and good save there by Ray again. I think some pressure being applied, Eli, on the CLERY team.
Yeah, CLERY a bit under the cosh at the moment. Gros-ISLET applying the pressure. That almost had me bamboozled there. Thought that had snuck in at the far post. Not the case.
Just taking you off the field a little, Eli, tell us about the crowd. I think reasonable.
Maybe as reasonable as you can get after last night's festivities. I know it's the Gros-ISLET playing, but heard one of the fans shouting to one of the Gros-ISLET players, that they'll be calm tonight because Gros-ISLET has already qualified. And that may be the sentiment of quite a few people from Gros-ISLET, that the team has already qualified, and they may also be tired from last night's festivities. By the numbers that I saw at the ballot box for the Honorable Kenson Casimir, the majority of Gros-ISLET was probably out in the streets last night.
Definitely, Eli. I think it was a brilliant turnout last night. And I think players making themselves available today, of course, after such a turnout. It's quite impressive. But I think that kind of celebration, Eli, was island-wide.
Yeah, definitely. Into the 30th minute, so 2/3 into the first half. Game still has not had that sort of high tempo that you expect from these two teams, but of course we understand the circumstances. Very measured, very controlled play by both teams. As we see Cooper now on the left flank, swinging that one across to William, who brings it down nicely. Then Pre on it now. Back to Dylan Moore, and William again now is going to get it across. Intercepted by Brandon Williams. I should say Brandon Eugene, sorry.
You could hear the GROS-ISLET coach yelling. I think he wants to take total control of that game and keep that lead throughout. Whereas you get the CLERY coach in Zane Pierre, calm of the two.
There's Cooper right now, swinging that one in. Offside flag is up.
I think the players are going at Roam in terms of not taking a shot at goal, being very close to Giovanni.
I don't think he did the wrong thing. I've seen him net a couple previously, but Erickson McLaugh was in better position. I think the timing of the run is what they got wrong. Look like we go on to lose this match, though they may just start being some little signs of concern. I mean, they would have lost 2 games in the last 3. Not the sort of form you want going into a semi-final, Shane.
Certainly not, Eli. Again, GROS-ISLET is very particular on how they defend this free kick, knowing the capabilities, of course.
Last one, Degazo took on his right foot. He's a left footer, of course, so I don't know if you want to consider that his stronger foot. I think he's just as capable of both.
I think the only thing that would affect him is the angle. But I think in terms of his left or right foot, I think he's quite capable.
Looks like he's eyeing up the top corner of the near pole, though. That's exactly where he was eyeing up, Shane.
Definitely, you're right. But the wall, of course, becomes the savior of the day. Degazo again on that corner.
A good ball in there. Back to Degazo. Puts another whipping ball in. Darren Joseph screwing that one wide of the upright.
I think the fans getting more vocal as the game progresses, knowing that they gave an instruction earlier on that the game doesn't matter. Okay?
For fans, the game always matters.
Like, we can talk about the stats, of course, of the Premier League. Anything on the highest goal scorer thus far?
I think 5. I'm going off my head there. 5 guys tied on 9 goals. 2 of them are on feature tonight. Yuan Degazo, Jelly Levens. Also have Jordan Henry from Soufre. You have Brandon Eugene from Mabuya Valley. Hanif Antoine from Choiseul. All tied on 9. And Obafemi Poyot of Vieux South is on 8. So of these players, 3 out of those 6 players that I just mentioned have an opportunity to add to their tally. Of course, 2 of them on feature tonight. and all three of them will also be featured in the semi-finals and either the third place or the final game. So those on feature tonight have 3 opportunities to do so, and of course Obafemi Poyot will have 2. Erickson McGlaw overlapping for Harrow.
I think Poyet has lifted the spirits of the Fufutal team in terms of in front of goal. And I think Janil has continued a little bit of consistency, I would say, in terms of getting on the scorecard as much as possible. What do you expect in the semis? Eli, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Well, Jalil, the bulk of his goals were scored when he was played down the middle at centre forward. He's been moved back onto the flank. We've seen Aramis Gilbert play up top. We've seen Troy Greenidge come back into the squad and play up top as well. So maybe in terms of Jalil, may not necessarily have as many opportunities. Of course, set pieces are always an opportunity for him as well. Obafemi Poyot started off the season pretty slowly, but he's picked up over the last few games and he's right up there in the goal scoring chart as well. VFO South is a team that creates quite a few chances. So I would say the 3 players that are involved, and 2 of them tonight and in the semi-finals and finals and third place, I think they all have a fair opportunity to get a goal or 2 and add to their tally. Of course, the golden boot will be provided to the player who has the most goals throughout the season, including the playoffs. So that's unfortunate for Brandon Sandiford and Hanif Antoine and Jordan Henry.
As we see, Gros-ISLET being awarded a free kick.
And Brandon Eugene substituted now for O'Neill Tusa. I'm wondering if he picked up a knock. Don't know. I wouldn't think though. It's a technical decision. I don't think CLERY have threatened the rear guard of Gros-ISLET that much tonight. They've huffed and puffed, but I don't know if there's been anything of substance outside of the couple of free kicks taken by Degazon. A good football by Gros-ISLET. Getting in behind and a blistering shot there by Joshua George. Gros-ISLET up in the ante against CLERY right now.
I think most wingers would like that angle of, in terms of shooting.
They gave it a good goal. There was enough power, definitely. The direction was not so much there. Of course, at that angle, the goal is a lot smaller. Or the area you have to shoot at is a lot smaller, I should say. The goal is the same size no matter what angle you are at.
Definitely. Heading into the 40th minute of play in this encounter.
Quick free kick by CLERY. Still think they can play for a little more pace. Cooper. Pass to Oh, excellent take there by Aramis Gilbert. Silky. And Brazil have lost out. Combination play there by CLERY. Of course, O'Neill to scuppering that one out.
Like there's just some steam in that game all of a sudden. All teams, I mean, both teams knowing how it started, knowing what that game meant, and all of a sudden, it turns out to be a semi-final.
I don't think you can necessarily just switch off your competitive gene. These are two teams that are looking for glory, that want to win. And so you might be tempering us. But as the game goes on and you get immersed into the game, your adrenaline starts to go and you're right in it.
Come on, make sure you can see you. Make sure you can see you. Good. All right, let's go again, let's go again, let's go again.
Last couple of minutes, the CLERY have the better of play. See if they can turn their possession into something. Cooper and Sebastian Rebo having some friendly banter. Rebo heads it out. Makai Stanislas sort of screws that one wide of his left peg. Adam Cooper has almost turned into a winger the last few minutes.
Definitely. As you see, CLERY getting another corner again, will be taken by Cooper again. More defending for GROS-ISLET.
I just sort of speaks to the fluidity of the CLERY team, how players interchange positions almost seamlessly. Ball coming in there, and Malik Senpri having a little too much to do. That ball was too near of the near post. Couldn't direct the neck muscles on frame. Still don't think the game has that sort of fever pitch pace in it. Shane, these teams are still playing with it themselves. This is getting a little more competitive, but good football by GROS-ISLET. Nice interplay. It's halftime. Junior George has signaled for the halftime whistle, and it's a 1-0 GROS-ISLET lead against CLERY. A goal by Ramis Gilbert in the 25th minute of play. We'll be back after the halftime break.
The battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
The battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
28 years ago, I left St. Lucia to study in Canada. I got married and moved to the US, but I never forgot my roots. So when I decided to invest in the offshore business, it was only natural to have it done in my hometown. To have a successful business, I needed a bank. Who else? My first employer, Bank of St. Lucia. BOSL has been an incredible partner, supporting my vision of expansion and diversification in every step of the way. The Elite Builders Capital product has been a game changer for entrepreneurs like me. It helps us achieve the success we've always dreamed of.
Into your life anywhere, anytime with your BOSL Visa credit card. Spend your life, let it BOSL's got you. Live your life your way. It's your life, it's what you do.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. BOSL saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Act now and you won't regret it. BOSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced Home Sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. BOSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. BOSL.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
The battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
The battle lines are drawn. Who rises? Who falls? This Saturday at the Super Mini Stadium, 4 fierce rivals fight for glory and a shot at the Premier League. Library, Beaufort North, the National Under-20, and CLERY. The stadium will shake. Will you be there? Don't miss history.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
28 years ago, I left St. Lucia to study in Canada. I got married and moved to the US, but I never forgot my roots. So when I decided to invest in the offshore business, it was only natural to have it done in my hometown. To have a successful business, I needed a bank. Who else? My first employer, Bank of St. Lucia. BOSL has been an incredible partner, supporting my vision of expansion and diversification in every step of the way. The Elite Builders Capital product has been a game changer for entrepreneurs like me. It helps us achieve the success we've always dreamed of.
Tap into your life anywhere, anytime with your BOSL Visa credit card. Spend your life, let it BOSL's got you. Live your life your way. It's your life, it's what you do.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
Welcome back to second half action right there at the Francis Babalastic Ground in Gros-ISLET, where Gros-ISLET, they lead the league leaders CLERY by a goal to nil. As I've said before, some people may say this is academic, but These teams will take that as a tune-up to the semi-finals, which will take place at the Super Mini Stadium this coming Saturday, where GROS-ISLET will come up against Bayford South, and CLERY will come up against Canaries. Of course, Elijah Williams back in your company alongside my trusty co-host, Mr. Shane Paul. Shane, your thoughts on the first half?
I think the first half is basically shed in terms of what transpired, but of course GROS-ISLET has the lead. I think CLERY is maybe became a little bit nervous when you realize that the tempo has increased in terms of GROS-ISLET. But at the end of the day, what matters, I think, Eli, is on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, these teams not playing against one another on Saturday, so it'll be a little bit of a tune-up for both of them. Foul committed there. I expect to see the tempo raise a little bit in the second half, as that's the last 45 minutes of the regular season. Expect to see a little up in the tempo of the game.
I would agree with you, Eli. I also want to see maybe some more substitutions by, of course, the coaches, maybe getting some of the best players off the pitch ahead of Saturday.
Yeah, maybe. Both of these teams have some good players on the bench as well that may probably have started regularly. So maybe that might also be the rationale for two coaches, give the key players a half each, maybe.
Certainly. I think the crowd has been more vocal than the coaches themselves in the first half, Eli.
Fans will be fans. Fans want to see their teams win, even though they play in marbles, Shane.
As you say marbles, I can remember someone playing marbles during a season.
I'm just wondering about those marbles, 1 pouce, 2 pouce. No juking on my tear.
I think we should leave it there, Eli. Just leave it open.
As a champion marble player, take fellas marbles from them for fun.
Say marbles, Eli. I want to say a special good night to a good friend of mine, Mr. Ernel Sexius.
Yes, Productions.
He's also a marble player as well.
Yes, that's how he progressed to cricket. A bigger marble. With a seam. CLERY on the ball right now, just knocking it around. GROS-ISLET not applying too much pressure. A little bit of a press triggered there, and ball played back. Donnie Lionel plays it across the face of the goal to Darren Joseph. Then pray on it now. Just inching up the field. Tempo is just nice and mellow, like a stroll in the park, Shane. I think the instruction at halftime was don't get injured. Whatever you do, don't get injured.
Yeah, I mean, both teams known to be pressing very high. But of course, in that game, they basically sitting.
Long searching ball, meet and drink for Giovanni. Sebastian Rebo dealing with that one. Substitution on deck. Not too sure who's coming in there. Lyndon Constantine in for Joshua Harrow. It's a substitution made there. Clery probing. Ronham Cooper trying to do a little too much there. Only Simon dispossessed, but a throw in for GROS-ISLET. Of course, they're in no hurry.
Very obvious, Eli. I would not want to say they're wasting time, as I think it's very early in the first half, as we see CLERY mounting an attack. But GROS-ISLET, of course, able to reverse that, and now they, of course, on the counter as well.
Good control there by Joshua George.
A foul committed by the CLERY playing Lyndon Constantine.
Yeah, that was Constantine there.
The number 10, Evans, will be, of course, taking this free kick for GROS-ISLET.
Foul call there. GROS-ISLET players seem to feel that was a softer call, but Joseph now on it to Ronham Cooper. Good defending by Rebo. Palm at the back, Giovanni Di Turville now lumps it out into touch.
I think he had some time to play that ball, Eli. But of course the nerves from those back passes.
I don't necessarily think it's nerves. I think we've seen Giovanni struggle at times with distribution. And it's the saying, when in doubt, get it out. I think he has too much experience to be nervous in that scenario, as we see. Constantine losing out there to George. He's been all action so far in the second half.
As you see, another substitution for CLERY.
Yeah, this time William is coming out and Yannick Noel in for Marlon William. They may have been onto something there, Shade. Maybe it's a scenario where some of the players have just been given a half. Then they're about.
Definitely, Eli, and knowing that We have that important game on Saturday. Most coaches, of course, will be trying to measure the amount of time those players get on the pitch.
Good skill there by Malik Senpri, spreading it wide out to Yuan Degazo. And a good tackle there. Makai Stanislas, excellent tackle. Makai Stanislas has come into the GROS-ISLET team and has almost cemented his position. We've seen him play in the wide forward areas. We've seen him play in the fullback area. As we see Troy Greenidge getting ready to get in there along with Mikel Castang. Interesting. Aramis Gilbert and Sebastian Rebo being withdrawn. See how GROS-ISLET will reshuffle their back line. Of course, only Tusa is in the game. It looks like Makai Stanislas will now partner Tusa in the center of defense. CLERY might want to take advantage of that. I've not seen him play in a central defensive position before.
I think, of course, Lastic is maybe just, I'll not say experimenting, but just want to provide some cover for some of the better players. Expecting, of course, a rest ahead of Saturday.
I'm just thinking, though, as I've seen those substitutions being made, that might be the one area where GROS-ISLET lacks a little bit of depth, the centre-back area.
I would agree with you, Eli, on that one.
GROS-ISLET for a nice reverse pass there. Jelly Levens putting that one in. I think he meant to cross that one. Cross comes short. Ray DeMille not very happy about that. Milan Jules out to Constantine. Smothered there by GROS-ISLET. Degazo. Oh wow. I think that one clipped the upright there, Shane.
Yeah, just clipped the post.
I think if anything, Degazo will want to try to get on the score sheet. He's had a pretty lengthy layoff alongside Ranham Cooper due to administrative suspension. We saw MacArthur Louis Brest get on the score sheet in the Canaries' last fixture. As a matter of fact, he scored the winning goal to get them through to the semi-final. I think they guys all want to get back amongst the goals before the semi-finals proper. Corner kick.
One cover, eh?
I think it seems to be pressure on both ends, Eli.
Alright, they do it. Alright. Alright.
Still think the tempo is a bit tepid, if you ask me. Seen these two teams play at a much quicker pace. Riddell Stanley says his belly broken a sweat.
Jenny Levens on this one for Grizzly.
And swing not enough on it to even get past the close pole.
Boom, 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 stay on him, up. Boom, boom, boom.
Ball swung in there, flicked on.
Only don't go too much there. Behind you, only watch your back there. Get in the middle, get in the middle. Watch my man.
Lionel landed awkwardly there. Hopefully he didn't hurt himself.
I don't think, Eli, that's a injury that Lackley would want to sustain.
No, at all. On a kick coming in. Michael Castang to take. Interesting there. It's over the post office.
Boom, 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 behind you.
Soon to be refurbished into a gym. Be named after Elijah Joseph, right? I think so. I think that's what was said at the opening ceremony.
Been a few renaming lately, Eli, but it would be interesting to see who would get the gym.
I think that's what was said. I think it's Elijah Joseph.
Watch your back, yes. Hey, Monty behind you. Monty behind you. Yeah, Monty. Yeah, that's your man there. Yeah. Jalil, pull up. Jalil, pull up.
A good football by CLERY. It's shepherded out well by GROS-ISLET. "25 minutes plus stoppage time left in the regular season of the Semi-Pro Football League. It's GROS-ISLET still leading by a goal to nil over CLERY. Goal scored by Ramis Gilbert in the 25th minute of play. From since then, seen a couple of half chances by both teams. Nothing to write home about. Field goal or extra point in?
I think it's both.
A good football there. What a goal by GROS-ISLET. And that's the man. He's on the spot. Yuan Degazor taking his tally to 10 goals with a glorious volley there. And the CLERY are leveled.
Perfect finish, Eli, by Degazor. Of course, whenever that ball is played across goal, Eli, it's very difficult for, of course, the keeper or the defenders to have any sort of chance of saving. But I think, of course, both teams looking to win that encounter, level at 1-1.
Let's take a second look at that replay. It's a fantastic goal. Ball skied into the air. Looks like it was headed back across by Malik Senpri, I think. And he gets his goal, and he gets his substitution as well. Oh no, he's still on. He's still on.
I don't think
Degazor, the outright goal scoring leader now with 10 goals. Definitely not what CLERY want to see. I think he just got stood on there. Melvin Aurelia picking up the booking there. Yeah, I think he just got stood on there by Melvin Aurelia. He acknowledged immediately. Inadvertent. Yellow card. See some of the CLERY players saying, he came with his studs, but I don't think he was out of control or he was reckless there. Just inadvertently stood on the player. There's one goal apiece. CLERY leveling. The GROS-ISLET at the encounter about 45 minutes.
some more substitutions coming in, Eli, for that of GROS-ISLET.
Yeah, number 21, that's Badger Edward. Sovel Snack also in. Number 18. After that lovely goal there by Degazo, you would have thought that would have given both teams a little bit of an impetus to pick up the tempo, but back to almost walking pace again.
I think GROS-ISLET have made all 5 of their substitutions so far, Eli.
Yeah, not surprising. I don't think there'll be much concern if they go down to 10 men. This game is a game where coaches are assessing and trying other things. A ball lofted in there. Needed to have a little flatter trajectory for a little more whip. Maybe that would have allowed the Mill to stay on his line. Yannick Noel cautioned for kicking the ball away.
The referees.
After the whistle.
The referees get a little tighter now as the game progresses. Of course, towards the end.
Yeah, I personally didn't think there was much in it. I mean, technically it is delay in the game. I think Junior George would have adjudged that he had heard the whistle in good enough time for him to not boot the ball out of the Francis Babalastic ground.
I think the GROS-ISLET coach has not have a seat as yet, Eli, from the start of the game.
Well, the whole stadium is his, so he can have a seat whenever he wants. Shit. I think that's the least of his concerns. He can even sit on the grass if he wants. Badger Edward on there. Foul call against the Badger Edward there. Donnie Lionel booting that on upfield, flicked on by Yannick Noel. Another flick on by Prix. And George coming away with it.
A lot of fouls being committed now, Eli. The game getting a little more intense.
I think some of the players are not happy with the officiating, and they, as a result, probably getting a little stronger in the tackles. Well, snack with that yellow card.
Koval has been missing in action, Eli. I have not seen him on the pitch for a couple of games for GROS-ISLET. Of course, good to see him back.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him feature for a few games as well. Yeah, I think you're correct there, Shane. Good observation. "12 minutes plus stoppage time left in the encounter." Think we're gonna see any more goals in this one, Shane?
I think we can squeeze in about 2 more. Don't know if it's going to be 2-2, but I think at the pace that we go in, there's something may squeeze in towards the end.
Clary opting to go very direct here. Ball spread wide.
Another foul again, Eli. This time, GROS-ISLET being awarded that free kick.
Hey, Yannick Noel has to be careful though. He just got booked for booting the ball away. Of course, he's a second half substitute and committed the foul there. I don't know if the foul in itself warranted any card, but maybe his reaction to the referee's assistant, so he needs to sort of keep his emotions in check here.
One-man wall in the same Yannick Noel.
Good defending there by the goal scorer, Degazo. Fast break by CLERY. That's won it back in a dangerous area. O'Neal Toussaint to the rescue. CLERY again. Offside, spares his blushes. One screwed wide there by Cooper.
You see CLERY out making a substitution on their end.
Irvin Fauché, number 37, in for Erickson McGlaw. Been hearing some stuff in the grapevine that he may just be headed back to Ancillary, Erickson McGlaw. Don't say I said.
Ancillary, of course, the champions of the Super League, so they would be getting that promotion, Eli, to the Premier League.
Yeah, them alongside Bayford North. I think next season gonna be loaded with derbies next season. We have 2 Dennery teams in there, 2 V4 teams in there. Of course, Cashville Central, CLERY. There's 2 Castries teams in there as well. And of course, you have the likes of Canaries and Soufrière, Ancillary, who are all neighbors. So from a geographical standpoint, talking loads of derbies next season, folks.
Eli, I think that's the moment for a second goal for GROS-ISLET.
Jalil over it. Because GROS-ISLET, without Sebastian Rebo, not the biggest team. Ball in there on the near post, and Troy Greenidge getting his head to it, maybe his locks. It's off target.
It look like it's end-to-end action. He just got a free kick from GROS-ISLET. Now it's a corner to CLERY.
Yeah, the game winding down now into the 85th minute. Regular season winding down as well, along with the game. So just about 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, plus stoppage time for either team to deal the decisive blow. Another player is down again.
Of course, Eli, as we wind down the group stages, how you think it went?
It was a very long season. Particularly the teams in the Premier League who played a double round robin. Not the norm. I think it's good for the development of the sport. Get more senior games in for some of the better players on island. I think that helps in terms of national team selection. I think we've sort of seen some hints of that. The last national team that was selected, a heavy dose of semi-pro players. Of course, there are areas still that we can improve on. The officiating, I think, needs to be a little more consistent. The tactical approach of some of the teams also needs some tweaking. Maybe some of these teams may also choose to dip into the transfer market and pick up some additional talent to bolster their squads. But all in all, I'd say it's been a pretty good season. A pretty good season. Second season of the Semi-Pro Football League. I tell you, it's going to be difficult to select the team of the season. There have been a lot of outstanding players as well. Joe Edward and Jerry Levens over this one. Just clips the top of the wall from Badger Edward. Just controls that straight to a GROS-ISLET player. Defending there by Dylan Moore at fullback. A shot from Degazor. Sonia Simon on the charge. Loses out. Wins it back. The tempo of the game has picked up a little bit now. Edward feeds that one wide to Jaleel Evans. And what a strike it was! Off of the left peg. Ray DeMille equal to it. A powerful driven shot by Jaleel, looking to catch the meal off guard. Nothing doing there. Little injection of excitement towards the back end of the 90 minutes.
Let's see. Makai Stanislas going down.
Yeah, in the end, that shot was a good height for Ready Mill. Hopefully, Makai Stanislas is not seriously injured. I saw shin pad being pulled off.
I think DeMille had a fair. DeMille had a fair performance in goal. I mean, knowing that he's not a regular player.
He's a very capable goalkeeper. I think there may be a team or two within the league that, could utilize his service, or his services, I should say. Of course, when you have the likes of Devon St. Preux in the national setup, it's always going to keep you out of the team. As a matter of fact, I'd probably tip St. Preux as the best keeper in the league currently.
Eli, is that based on stats or is that opinion?
As the eye test, I think as well, if you're looking at it from a statistical standpoint, CLERY has conceded the least amount of goals for the season as well. Granted, he may not have had a whole bunch of saves to make. They've been pretty good defensively in terms of protecting him from shots. So he may not be one of the league leaders in terms of shot stopping. I would probably think that honor goes to the South Castries custodian, Bernard Antoine. I think he would have probably faced more shots than anybody else in the league this season. But notwithstanding, I don't think you can take away anything from Devon St. Preux in goal. He's been good when he's been called upon. Saved a couple of penalties as well.
I think I'd agree with you, Eli. He has been decent. Of course, that would have earned him a call-up to the national team. And of course, you can recall that he did play against St. Vincent in the second encounter in Dominican Republic. So I think there's some merit in that performance.
Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper.
I don't think it's the time that Grosley would want to be defending a sort of free kick late in the 3 minutes extra time given by the referee.
Interestingly enough, Degazo is off it. So interesting from CLERY there, look from something off the training pitch, but at the end of the day, it amounted to nothing really. Started off very interestingly, ended up very disappointingly. I think honors even is a fair reflection of what we've seen tonight, Jane.
I think it's a good way to end the group stages, knowing that, of course, the game, I would not say wouldn't matter, but of course, any team who gets that 3 points, of course, would have that sort of advantage psychologically into the semi-final on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with that. Played the 3 minutes promised. Go to some good defending. And that's it, folks. The end of the game. It's Level at 1 goal apiece. Aramis Gilbert opened the scoring for Gros-ISLET in the first half. That was cancelled out by a glorious goal by Yuan Degazo in the second for CLERY. And it's almost even. It's 1 goal apiece. It's not just the end of the game. It's also the end of the regular season. Next time out will be in Soufrière for the 2 semi-final clashes, one of which will feature CLERY versus Canaries, which should be a very interesting fixture based on the history of those 2 teams, particularly in the league this season. And of course, we have Fairforth South taking on Gros-ISLET. That should also be another very interesting fixture. So for Shane Paul, Elijah Williams saying good night.